Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Peace-Eye. Welcome to another video. We got Baby Brian back on the channel. What'd you do, Brian?
I got second place with the worst deck I've ever played.
I cannot wait to see the deck profile. Let's see it.
All right, so to begin, 3 Servants, 3 Mighty Masters. It was at this point, filming the original deck profile, where these guys sprung a box on me for my birthday.
I was there. Or in the background, at least.
2 Reflection. I'm thinking about cutting this down to 1, but 2 is good for the extra removal, especially because I'm playing Desires. So if you banish 1, you don't want to screw yourself over for later. 2 Magister. I didn't really like this card when it first came out because it's not Servant, doesn't summon from the deck. But it helps you combo through Interruption because it summons something from your extra deck.
Yes.
So it lets you Pendulum Summon as like a way to start your combo, and then this can be used to actually continue it. You're not reliant on a huge Pendulum Summon, that's what I'm trying to say there.
Right, right.
So that's it for the Endymion monsters. 3 Chronograph. It's good because it's a Pendulum Monster that can clear itself from the scale, which lets you use another Pendulum Monster to act as a spell.
Yeah,
yeah. 2 Abductor. Might cut this to 1 in the future, but 2 is fine. She's a low scale, which you don't have a ton of those in this deck. 1 Jackal King. I don't want to draw this card, so I just want to play the 1 to summon off Servant.
Yeah.
The Mythical Beasts were good for a while, but I want to draw cards that advance my game state and not Pendulum Monsters that are going to sit dead in my hand for the entire turn.
Right, right.
Because most of the Mythical Beasts are awkward levels, and you either can't Pendulum Summon them, or they're just going to, like, they sit dead in your head, like Jackal, level 1.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Cerberus, level 8.
Yeah.
So they're really awkward to work with on the draw. The 1 Time Gazer, because you need it for Chronograph.
The brick.
You can summon this from your deck off Chronograph's effect, and then when your opponent tries to Ghost Ogre your Servant of Endymion, you laugh at them because this protects it.
That's actually pretty sick.
3 copies of Magician's Soul. Looking for the 3rd secret. But you play this because you really want to dump Endymion to summon off Selene or Exceed. And it has a lot of synergy with the other cards in this deck that we'll get to pretty shortly. The 1 Blue Boy for Crowley.
Yeah, searchable.
Now for where things get a little shitty. 1 Kashtira Unicorn and 2 Kashtira Fenrir. So I am playing a Kashtira package, but I'm not playing a lot of them because I want to see the spells that get you to them instead of just the monsters. And I do actually play the Birth for the Unicorn because we can easily get the monsters off the field and then summon them back later. And then 2 Fenrir, like I could play 3, but I want to just search Unicorn. If I draw the Fenrir, it's fine, but I definitely don't want to see more than 1 ever.
Right.
1 Illusion of Chaos. I could cut this, but I just like having something to banish off the small worlds I'm playing.
Oh, sick.
So I can use this to tuck back a brick or something.
Yeah.
Or even just tuck back itself, because obviously that's an option. And then small world this away to get something more useful. So it doesn't just sit dead in my hand. Onto the spells. 3 Mastery, 3 Desires, 3 Upstart Goblin.
Wow.
This card is really good in this deck specifically because it's a spell counter generator that doesn't lose you card advantage.
Yeah.
And then 3 Small World. So I could cut this, but I like this card because every monster in your deck gets you to Servant.
That's awesome.
And then 3 copies of Talents because, like, sometimes, face it, you have to go second or play through hand traps. And this is just the best thing this deck can play for that. So that's it for the 3 of there. Folk Engine, 1 Secrets, 1 Knowledge. I could play more than 1 Secrets, but the issue with that is once I play the 1, if I draw the other, it's just dead. So I'd rather just say if I draw 1 of them, I activate that 1, get the engine that way, and then they're gone from my deck. I don't risk drawing them into them later.
Yeah, makes sense.
Of course, there are issues when you draw this with nothing else that really works with it, but that's just the risk you take. Because you're never playing more than 1 Knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
3 Pressure Planet Raid Soth. 1 Kashtira Birth. This is it for the cash spells. You definitely don't play Theosis because it locks you.
Yes.
But again, Planet is just an easy 2 spell counters because you activate this, you get Unicorn, you summon it, and you get Birth.
Exactly.
And then once you're done with these, you can just send them off with Souls for 2 more free cards.
I love the synergy with the Kashtira engine.
Then the Terraforming and newly unbanned Chicken Game. I don't understand why this card is legal. All it does is promote degenerate shit. This is probably the least unfair thing this card is going to be played in.
Still broken.
Yeah, it's Upstart Goblin on a searchable field spell. And then, of
Protect Your
course,
Life.
the one called by the grave, because Droll Modifier is a card that exists.
Yeah, Droll says hi.
That's it for the main deck. I think 48 at the moment.
Okay.
Let's get to the extra deck. Run Relinquished Anima. Link Reroll's banned, but we were definitely playing its over or Link Reroll anyway. Because this just turns Souls into a more threatening card.
Yeah.
But worst case, we can always just not use it. But it's there if we need the option. Cross Sheep, because we play Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Then IP Masquerena. Pulled this QCR from my box my friends got me for my birthday.
Ooh, happy birthday, baby Brian.
Make sure to watch that video. We always try to end on this because if you end on just negates, you lose really easily to things that can chain block you. And this lets you go into Little Knight to make sure your opponent can't just cheese you like that. They have to deal with more layers than just your negates.
Yep.
Crowley, because 2 spellcasters equals 2 spell counters, draw 2 cards.
Insane.
The one Beyond the Pendulum, you don't always make this, but it helps in awkward hands where you just really need a high scale to Pendulum Summon to continue your play. Be careful about actually using this effect because it will remove your spell counters from your scales.
Oh, true, because it negates them until you Pendulum Summon.
But it will not remove them from the Jackal King that you have on board, so you can scale your monsters and your Jackal King will still gain counters because that's not an accident effect.
Oh, okay, nice.
The one Little Knight, because yes, this is the best extra deck monster in the game at the moment. If you can go into the extra deck, you play this card, and if you can't afford it, that's just unfortunate.
Yes, it's in every list
Please
ever.
reprint this card, Konami.
Thank you.
Dark the Dark Charmer. This is the easiest Charmer for our deck to make. We don't play any fire monsters, so unfortunately we can't steal our opponent's Snake Eyes stuff. But Dark is pretty nice, just be able to steal like IP or Little Knight. It's got enough attack points to run over Little Knight too, so theoretically Dark beats it and then steals it. But if you're in that game, you probably should have won anyway. To Celine, she's not once per turn. I think most Endymion decks would play 3, but I wanted to free up a little extra space so I could play Exceed the Pendulum.
Nice.
This card lets us be a little more free about using our scales because we can like use Servant as a special summon and then add it back to act as a scale so that we can just keep that card advantage that way. And they both summon Pendulum monsters from your graveyard, so they interact really well with Magician Souls. Apollosa, just probably the best Link for the game at this point. Like, just 4 Link rating of monsters turns into 2 or more interruptions. If she gets banned, that's just unfortunate, but
It's
until
gonna
she
happen.
does, I'm playing her. Access Code Talker, because Access Code plus Endymion is 81 for game.
Oh my god.
That and this is just the best board breaker Link in the game.
Yeah, you got a bunch of different attributes of
Yeah, there are a
like
ton
monsters,
of different attributes.
Yeah.
In Pendulum Magician, most of them are dark, but there are a lot of different attributes you can go into here. Like Sheep is an earth, Apollosa is a wind if you make that. You just have a lot of options there.
Yeah.
Odd Eyes Package, Absolute Vortex. The Kashtira cards make it a lot easier to go into Absolute, and that was half the reason I liked the synergy there. Whereas if you don't even go into Absolute, the Kashtira monsters are still interruptions on their own, so they're fine.
Exactly. It's so insane.
And then Vortex is just our deck's Omni Negate. Now that Baron and Savage are banned, rest in Pepperoni, I hope you stay banned for the rest of eternity. This is just the best thing we can make with 2 level 7s. Although sometimes it's a little awkward getting monsters in the extra deck because Endymion doesn't really go with the usual Pendulum strat of blow up all your cards and then summon them back for free.
Yeah, and then Link summoning and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's still doable.
And then 1 Typhon. I'm not super sold on this card. Like, for the most part, if I'm trying to summon this card, I'm trying to go for game anyway. Although, there are synergies. Like, none of the monsters we end on have 3,000 or more attacks. So, in theory, we could go second, play through a board, and then stack this on top to make it through our card.
Yeah, that's actually funny.
And then for the side deck, 3 copies of Droll Knockbird. I'm probably going to cut this, or maybe I can, like, play cross out for it in the future.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, I think Nibiru might just be a better pick to make it possible for me to actually play through my opponent's field instead of hope that this resolves. At least Nibiru can't be called wide.
Yeah, true.
Although Nibiru also conflicts with the Kashtira monsters, so that's their own little...
Yeah, and you are playing 6 Kashtira cards, so I mean, you'll test it. You'll test it.
I'll figure it out. 3 Thrust. It wasn't that good in, like, Magician because they don't play, like, a lot of spells like Endymion does. But this deck plays so many that this functionally becomes any spell in your deck.
It's literally broken.
3 copies of Mind Control and 1 Snatch Steal, just because, like, stealing your opponent's stuff is better than negating it.
You love to take stuff so much. This just takes your opponent's Apollosa and then they cry.
Yeah, these cards are so funny. I love that Snatch Steal is back. I hope this card comes to 3, because that'd be hysterical.
Oh my god. He wants to watch the world burn.
1 Lightning Storm and 1 Feather Duster.
Okay.
I figure if I'm going second and I'm boarding in Lightning Storm, it's against a back row deck, because I'm going second against a combo deck. The Evenlies are coming in.
Oh yeah, baby.
And that's it for the deck profile. Shout out to Team Bad Cards. Shout out to my boys for getting me that box and these ultra sexy extract monsters. But that's it for the deck profile, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Congrats, Brian.